Welcome back to NewsWire here on SportsGrid. Time to talk a little Major League Baseball. Former big leaguer Michael Tucker with us here on the show. Of course, played at a very high level, Kansas City, San Francisco, Atlanta, played a number of different teams, also watches the game, very busy with his schedule. His son playing football at FAU this year, his other son playing baseball. Hard to keep up with Tuck, but he's kind enough to give us a few minutes here on the show. Also trains youth baseball as well, so I thought it'd be a good conversation to have. Tuck, thank you for coming on NewsWire. It is great to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's get started here. Talk about one of the teams you used to play for. You're actually in Georgia right now, the Atlanta Braves. Braves have had, Tuck, what we would call a very interesting season. They lost their best pitcher in Spencer Strider. They lost their best hitter in Ronald Acuna Jr., but yet it's kind of been the pitching that's kept them in it. The hitting has been so-so, to say the least. What have you seen with the Braves this year?
Well, the injuries are the things that kind of bother you the most is when you have the big guys in your lineup not being able to perform because of injury. There was an injury, Michael Harris, the second, he got injured. So you're trying to fill in spots, and I think they've done a great job with that. I think a lot of times with them being 7 games back, they have a potential to probably make a trade for a pitcher and try to bring in a guy that help bolster their rotation.
And I think that that's really the thing, Tuck, is that when you look at the Braves, they've had so much success getting to the postseason. What they haven't been able to do outside of once is win it all. And I know that you've had certainly a lot of experience playing. Why do you think it has been that the Braves have been able to win these divisions so many times, and then they get to the postseason and they find somebody else like Arizona or Philadelphia or just some other team getting hot at the right time?
Well, I think you just talked about it. Being hot at the right time makes a big difference. I remember when we were playing with the Braves, it was 97, 98. We had the pitcher staff with 4 Cy Young winners or 3 Cy Young winners and a closer. And all of a sudden, you get to the playoffs, the bats kind of cool off just a little bit. Other teams are hot, and you put yourself in a position where one run makes a big difference in the game.
Yeah, and it has for the Braves. They've won a ton of one-run games this year too. All right, let's go around the league a little bit. Cincinnati Reds, another team you're quite familiar with. Before the season, projected potentially to win the division. They're having a hard time doing that, but one of the leaders of that team has been this player named Elly De La Cruz. I'm sure anybody watching baseball is familiar with him. Talk a little up for him at the beginning, a little down. It's baseball, right, over the course of the season, but he's going to end up leading Major League Baseball in stolen bases. He plays a premium position at shortstop. What have you seen from him?
Well, Elly De La Cruz, he reminds me of players when we played during my era. You come in, you're going to hit for a little bit of power. You have the speed, the arm. The arm is exceptional. I think everything he's doing this year, he's still in that learning phase where he's trying to figure out the game for himself. But he's an exciting player to watch. I think he's the guy that's going to probably be the face of Major League Baseball here in the future.
Yeah, and look, the stolen bases are now moving up this year, a little bit down from where it was last year. But with the bases being bigger and not being able to throw over to first base at will, that's definitely changed the game. Now, another team that you played for and quite familiar with the ballpark, we have a number of subjects to touch on here. Tuck, the San Francisco Giants, another one of those teams that made significant moves in the offseason. And over the last couple of years, they've really tried to hit a home run, so to speak, by trying to get Aaron Judge and Carlos Correa. They landed on Michael Conforto and Jorge Soler and Matt Chapman. Nothing against those players, but the Giants certainly have not been as good as they would like to be, and there's certainly some pressure on them to win this year too. You played in that ballpark. You understand what it's like to have to play there. I mean, you had success hitting there. Is there just something about for the city or the park why they can't land these mega free agents?
Well, I think that, they tried to uh, help out by bringing the fences in. When I played there, the fences were a little bit bigger. You brought the fences in, changed the bullpens from being down the third base and first base lines to in the outfield. Those are things that kind of help, but the ballpark itself is intricate ballpark. The wind, when I was there, would always blow in from right across the field. So lefties would have except for Barry, of course, would have a hard time trying to get that ball to carry for them in the right direction because the wind would always push it out towards the field. So you would get more guys that would hit those triples, and you trying to bring in a lefty power hitter is going to be tough there in that ballpark.
Yeah, and again, I mean, you were lucky, so you played there, and they just haven't had the best time having success there. Now, one player history of the game passed away last week at the age of 93, Tuck, and that, of course, is Willie Mays. They had a great event in
Yeah,
Birmingham celebrating his life. I know that you got a chance to get up close and personal with Willie many times. A lot of opening days there that you spent, with him being there, and I'm sure it was probably emotional to see him pass away last week. Any good memories that you have there that you could share with us?
yeah, we that was a tough week last week. When I first found out about it, I take a couple of days to myself, just kind of, just get my head together, get my thoughts together. But I remember when I was playing there, I had grounded out to the shortstop probably 4 times. I came upstairs, I ripped off my batting gloves, and Willie was sitting in the office. And he sees me, and he calls me. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm getting new batting gloves. The batting gloves aren't working." He goes, "No, they're throwing you that pitch. You got to hit that ball to left center." I said, "Willie, I'm trying." He said, "Don't try, just do it." And that was the type of guy he was. He was direct about it. He wouldn't no bones about it. They're gonna throw you that pitch, just hit it to left center. Just hit it, let it go there. And I go up next to the bat, didn't think about it. I hit it, ball goes to left center, I get a double. And I'm just sitting there going, man, if it's that easy, wow, I should be doing this all the time.
Yeah, it's stories like that are what we're hearing around the league, and people forget that he did have an office at the park that he used to attend and talk to players like you. Great stuff, Puck. Thanks again for coming on. I hope to see you in person soon here in South Florida. Thanks again, and enjoy the time that you're spending with your family. Thanks again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.